Hey there, and welcome back to the channel. Or if you're brand new here, I'm Stephanie Poole, a certified doula and lactation consultant. But more importantly, I help pregnant moms just like you feel confident and ready to give birth like a boss. And I'm talking even if it's your very first time. Okay, now that we've gotten that out the way, can we just pause for a second and say, oh my goodness, you are 27 weeks pregnant. Like, what? You are officially in the third trimester. But also, you're probably thinking, what the heck is happening to my body right now? Because this is where things get real. And I'm talking real. In this episode, I'm giving you the real talk on what's happening at 27 weeks. From weird symptoms, yes, the itchy belly is a thing. We're going to get into it, so sit tight, to what's happening with your baby's brain, to exactly what you should be doing right now to get ready for labor and breastfeeding, because the countdown is on, my friend. So make sure you watch to the end, because I'm dropping my go-to strategy to avoid that wild newborn chaos and how you can totally get ahead of the game when the baby gets here. So with that being said, let's go. All right, let's talk about baby. At 27 weeks, your baby is around 15 inches long and weighs about 2 pounds, which is about the size of a head of cauliflower or a big bunch of bananas, depending on the app that you're using. But here's what's really exciting. Your baby's brain is going through a serious glow up right now. We're talking billions of neurons. They're just firing off. They're also learning how to regulate temperature and even starting to dream during REM sleep. So yeah, your baby's having a glow up for sure. Now, I know we talked about this before, but in case you're new, did you know that research shows your baby will start to recognize your voice? Now, I've gone over this part before, but it's so super important. I love to hit it as much as I can. And that is that your baby is starting to recognize your voice. So if you've been talking or singing, right? If you've done your homework, because I've given it as homework in my previous episodes, then your baby will likely get to know your voice, so much so that they will know you even after they're born. They'll be able to recognize you and your partner's voice that is talking so strongly to them even now. This is a great time to start bonding and doing those things like talking to the baby, playing music, rubbing your belly. It actually helps with early attachment and brain development, which means it's a win-win. All right, I'm off my soapbox about that. Now let's talk about what's going on with you, because this week can feel like a roller coaster. Let's break it down with some real symptoms that you might be feeling. Okay, number one, brain fog. You may be walking into a room and forgetting why. Well, that's not just you. Pregnancy brain is real. Estrogen and progesterone are changing how your brain processes info. So just give yourself a little grace here. All right, number two, heartburn. Your baby's pushing everything up. So if you're feeling like a fire-breathing dragon after dinner, you are not alone, my friend. I want you to try smaller meals, avoid spicy food before bed, and don't lie down right after eating. Give yourself time to really digest your food well. Okay, number three is belly itching or dry skin. Your belly is stretching like crazy and your skin is trying to keep up. So I want you to lather on some coconut oil or a good fragrance-free belly butter. That will really help your skin to stay hydrated. All right, number four is Braxton Hicks. Now, Braxton Hicks, I've spoke about this one previously as well, but I want to do a quick recap just to let you know that they are practice contractions And you may actually start to see them starting to show up from now until you actually give birth. They may look like your belly is getting tight, maybe a little bit uncomfortable, but it shouldn't be painful. And all of this is totally normal. Remember, if they get super regular or painful, then you should definitely call your provider. Now, here's a pro tip. Start tracking these when symptoms start showing up. Not only does it help you to prep for what's next, but it gives your provider more context if anything feels off. Okay, now let's talk prep, because the biggest thing that I hear from new moms is, I wish I had known sooner what to expect when giving birth. So at 27 weeks, here's what I want you to start doing. First up, I want you to start your birth prep plan now. Not the cute Pinterest version. I mean, really leaning into what actually happens during labor, how to advocate for yourself, and understanding what your body will do. That's exactly what I break down inside of Bump to Bundle Blueprint, which I'll talk a little bit more about in just a little bit. All right. The next thing I want you to do is learn about breastfeeding before your baby gets here. Waiting until your baby is born to figure out breastfeeding is like waiting until a final exam to open the textbook. Your hormones will be on a wild postpartum ride, and trying to learn everything in the moment can be overwhelming. In fact, there was a recent study that showed that women who prepare for birth prenatally by getting childbirth classes and breastfeeding classes actually have a better birth experience. This is not just my opinion. It is evidence-based and research-backed. So you definitely want to learn about breastfeeding before your baby gets here. All right, now step 3 is to prep your questions for your next prenatal visit. Ask about your provider's birth philosophy. What happens if you go past your due date and when they typically recommend interventions? The more you ask now, the more confident you'll feel then. Okay, this is the part most people skip over, but we don't do surface level here. In fact, I want to really talk about how you're feeling. You might actually start to feel emotionally overwhelmed. I mean, you are at 27 weeks. You might start feeling like everything is happening too fast, and I'm just here to tell you that's normal. You're growing a human and your identity is shifting. That's a big deal. So I want you to save space for that. Also, you might be feeling a little lonely, even with people around. It's possible, especially if no one's checking in on you and how you're feeling about this huge life change. So here's your permission slip to talk about it, ask for support, and take care of your mental health now before postpartum hits like a ton of bricks. And let me just say this, that may mean that it starts to look like you setting boundaries, or perhaps even practicing saying no now so that it's easier later. Also, try journaling. Journal how you want your birth and early motherhood to feel. This matters just as much as what's on your registry. All right, mama. Now you've got the inside scoop on what's really going on at 27 weeks and what to do about it. But listen, if you're watching this and thinking, I just don't feel ready yet, well, girl, that's totally okay, because you don't have to figure all of this out on your own. That's exactly why I have the Bump to Bundle Blueprint. It's actually a complete course to help you prep for labor, birth, and breastfeeding with zero guesswork. Big fat goose egg. Zero guesswork. It's packed with real talk, practical videos, and step-by-step support to help you walk into birth feeling confident and know exactly what to do once baby is here. Just click the link in the description to join now and start learning before your baby arrives, because trust me, that knowledge is your superpower. And if you love this kind of real, no fluff support, just hit that subscribe button and check out my next video. I'll have it linked here. Remember, you've got this, mama, and I'm cheering you on every step of the way.